how do you design a system of justice in which good people are consistently rewarded, bad people are consistently punished, and everyone has the chance at redemption when they're ready to seek it? We will not be finding out today on Let's Play Ultima 4. But today we will be going up to the northwest of Britannia to find the city of U, which we were told is deep in the forest there, and which we were told is associated with the virtue of justice. Now, to get through the mountains, the Serpent's Spine, there are a few different passes. I think the one that's easiest to get to is basically directly west of the castle there. Right over here-ish. You can also go north and you can get through some foothills there, but it takes a while to stumble through there. And in this case, since we're going northwest anyway, this makes a lot of sense. Now, going into the forest, of course, your line of sight is completely blocked, so it's easy to lose track of where you're going. For the most part, though, if you just pick a direction and stumble around, you'll probably find U. And going by my minimap here, it's actually very accurate, so U should be right about here. There it is. As we were told, deep in the forest. I am amazed I got all the way here without running into any enemies. So, let's see what's in here. Obvious jokes aside, a yew is actually a kind of tree. So, right at the gate, we see a druid named Dwoop. You're missing some vowels there, game. Or is this Wales where that is a vowel? I don't know. But this person is in good health and is welcoming us to U City of Justice. You're missing a comma there, too. I haven't seen it yet, but I guess it's nice. Sure. Tell me about justice. That's why I'm here. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how to parse out what they're trying to say there, but one can almost argue there's a kind of contradiction there. If you're trying to understand why an injustice was done and take that into account, then, well, it depends on what you'd think of as truth, I suppose, because everyone has their own truth, and usually in the mind of a person who has done something wrong, their truth is that it wasn't actually all that wrong at all. So to actually know what the truth is from all perspectives, you have to apply understanding. So, I guess that makes some sense. This guard does not think quite so deeply, though. He just preserves the peace. And he also sells insurance policies to justice. That's not how you spell insure in the sense you mean. Again, inspired by love, guided by truth. Are we always just? Probably not, because we are totally humble. We actually didn't gain humility for that, though. Interesting. Let me see, is there a reason to go south here? No, that's just the moat. And there's nothing on the backside of this building. So there's a food shop here if we needed it. This is a ranger who is doing okay and doesn't have a name. And she is searching for a home. Doesn't she have one? Is this a city of justice where people are homeless? Or is she just singing? The interesting thing here is that I feel like antelopes are usually native to Africa, whereas deer are native to pretty much everywhere else. You don't hear about very many actual African deer, to my knowledge. So I don't know if there is any place on Earth, at least, where deer and antelope actually play together, even if herbivores were routinely inclined to participate in cross-species play, so not really. Yeah, you just have to face reality. think this other person in here is just the same ranger again. Yeah. And I don't need to buy any food. There are a couple of druids wandering around here in the middle of town, and they're running away from me. And their name is just Druid, and they seek justice. And we can learn about justice at the shrine. I think generally you learn more about the virtues from the towns than the shrines, though. But that's where the shrine is, whenever we're ready to go look for it. Okay, we need to ask someone named Talford about the rune. I think there may be someone down here in the woods, if I can find them. Yes. This is a child named Short Round. Okay. Unusual name. This person's doing fine, and... oh, I see what they're doing there. Indy is also on a quest. But we won't hear any more about that. Sure, I'm having fun. I wonder how many letters he still gets from people telling him that they're having fun with Ultima 4. He's working on other things these days. Is that another wandering druid? Yeah. Let me see. I think the people in the healing shop are just... yeah, they don't say anything. The beggar does. This is a beggar named Frida, who is starving and sick. Okay. Sure. Okay, kind. I don't know about just. I don't know how you ended up starving with a sick baby. Though I guess if babies just randomly get sick for no reason, then part of justice is ensuring that they become unsick, because that's the way the world should be. So, whatever. Anyway, let's give money to the beggar. Done. We are a good person today. How much does it actually cost for healing? Oh, right. Curing. It's not Final Fantasy. Healing is restoring hit points. I am not paying 200 GP for 90 HP, though. Doesn't need it. Say anything else, does he? No. For the most part, it is way more efficient to just get healed by resting on the map rather than by actually going to the, what's it called, healer? Oh, calumny. We were told to ask this person about mandrake root in pause, so let's take care of that. We'll make the normal small talk first, though. And he also invented quickness. I'm pretty sure if I bothered to mix it and cast it, I could. And he tells us that it only requires 1 blood moss. I believe if we checked the manual, it actually says that it requires a double portion of blood moss, but it really doesn't. We're also supposed to ask you about mandrake. Is mandrake used in quickness? It actually is not. So, it's fairly unrelated. Anyway, we are told that mandrake is found in the Fens of the Dead and the Bloody Plains. We know that the Bloody Plains are over to the east there, near the town of Minok. The Fens of the Dead are those swampy islands just outside of Paz. There is actually something he's not telling us about mandrake root that will become relevant later, but I just realized, by the way, that I did not actually go talk to Lord British and get healed and leveled between recording sessions the way I said I was going to do. So I'm just going to do that off-screen and come back in a moment. Okay, over here in Castle Britannia, just to note, you can't climb ladders on a horse. Also, I just discovered the hard way that if you leave your horse inside the castle here, it will actually despawn when you come back down. I think as long as you leave it outside, it will still be there when you come back. Just something to be cognizant of. Lord British actually has different dialogue, too, in response to the help keyword at different points in the game, so I'll take care of that on screen and show that off. But first of all, we do want to talk to him and get leveled up to level 4. That ensures that if we get more XP from doing something like finding the Rune of Justice later, it won't make us gain 2 levels at once and lose out on a stat gain, which I am told may actually happen. Anyway, we ask Lord British for help here. He tells us now that we shouldn't travel alone. There are people who we should ask to join us. That is actually terrible advice, because people just eat way too much. Anyway, that's all I need to do with him there, so I will head back over to you now and pick up where I left off. If my food counter is a little different, it's just because I did reboot after my horse disappeared on me. Alright, I am back on the east side of you where I left off previously. Right by Calumny. We are leveled after talking to Lord British. We have our horse. Everything's fine. So let's just get back to interrogating everyone about how just they are. That's a good answer. So this is the Court of Britannia. This is where the Britannian system of justice is carried out. I don't think so. But actually, the person named Talford that was mentioned to us earlier who knows about the rune is actually the judge in the court here. I don't think we learned that directly except by barging in, but we do actually have legitimate business in the court, which is asking about the Rune of Justice. Because where else would you go to ask about justice? This person takes counsel. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but probably some archaic turn of phrase that doesn't really make sense anymore. I guess so. In the sense of justice that people here are talking about, where it involves understanding people first. Okay, and we learned that the druids in town chant the mantra. Swords don't bring justice, people do. Good to know. Odd to call humanity the perpetrator of justice. That's not exactly what that word means as far as I know, but here's someone named Penrod who is in fine health and also takes counsel. Is that the same person? Yes, there are 2 counselors named Penrod just wandering around here. That's a good sign. Here is Judge Talford, who we were told about. He decides justice. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. People are supposed to seek justice, but not decide it. Although I guess at some point you do have to make a decision about what to actually do about someone accused of wrongdoing, so how do you decide it? Tell me about justice. It is truth in action. Isn't there some love involved, too, based on what other people are telling us? No. Well, his other keyword we were told to ask him about is the rune, which is hidden well. Most of them are, where is it? Honestly claim to be guilty of no crime ever. You mean like speeding? No. So we are supposed to do peanuts in a cell, and with the felon search ye well. He made a rhyme. How clever. He doesn't explain exactly what that means, but over here is the actual jail. Do the guards have names? No. I guess. Going into a jail cell for confessing to some non-specific crime is not exactly the most efficient source of justice, but I was told to go talk to the felon, so sure. I am totally guilty of a felony. It's the right-hand cell. Who's right, yours or mine? He means the north cell for what it's worth, if that isn't obvious. For some reason, the jail cells are completely unlocked, though. Let's talk to the people here of misdemeanors, who are beggars. That doesn't speak very well for the Britannian system of justice, but just nameless beggar, but I guess they're well treated, so why are they still beggars? Tell me all about your sins. And what is their other keyword? Do they have one? Okay, I see. First of all, there's a typo. The first keyword that you're supposed to ask about their sins with is sign. Because they are more interested in trigonometry than begging, apparently. So again, we learned that stealing and killing non-evil creatures is a bad thing. And if we do it too much, we'll end up in here. It's just a misdemeanor, though, so it's fine. I was told to go talk to the felon, so sure. Where is he? Good to know. Good to know. How nasty could he possibly be? Okay, he's pretty nasty. We're told it right there. It's on the screen. It must be true. His name is Vorpal. He's hungry. Why is he hungrier than the beggars? Are they not treating him well? Oh, because he eats people. Okay, I guess cannibalism is a valid felony in most jurisdictions. Yes, I'm here to bug you about the rune. Can you tell me anything about the rune? Is there anything else you actually say? How villainous are you? He's not going to tell me. He agrees that he's a villain. Okay. Well, you're just supposed to search around in here until you find the rune. It's right there. There is a small chance of Vorpal attacking you when you're in the cell. Happily, it didn't happen for me. I assume that even though he's a cannibalistic felon, he does count as a non-evil creature just because the townsperson or merchant sprite is defined as non-evil. So I guess if you get into a fight with him, just try to weaken him until he runs away. So you don't lose justice or honor or something or whatever. You're just another normal guard, right? Yeah. You're the insurance salesman. So what's up here? A chanting druid who doesn't want to talk to me. A silent chanting druid. Okay. Silence will fall. And his health is bleh. Is that better or worse than meh? His job is bleh. Bleh? Bleh? Okay, I guess that's the mantra. We were told that the druids chant it. There's another druid here who is wandering and irrelevant. One of these people is actually important. There she is. This is Jana. who strives to understand justice. Don't we all? And that's the paradox, of course. How do you satisfy everyone when their needs are contradictory? What's her other keyword? Understand is the other thing she talks about. Okay, fair enough. Don't use justice as an excuse for doing things that aren't actually just. Is this humble or not? I don't know. I believe her script is written so that you're supposed to say that you are just, or at least that you try to be. If you say no, she just says, alas. Even though neither she nor anyone else alludes to it, she is actually another party member. She is the druid who will join your party, but as with the others, I am not going to ask her to join me at this time. Even though if you're not playing as a mage, she's not a bad character to have. She has the MP to actually do the magic stuff that you need done. Now, something else no one tells you. You can talk to the fire. Because why not? It has a name, which is Flamus. Sensible enough. And it's in bright health. There it is, right there. The true nature of justice is in this campfire. You learned it here. You're welcome, viewers. Tell me the true nature of justice. Okay, we were told earlier similar things that allude to this, but justice is derived from the principles of truth and love. That is important information, supposedly, so one of the things we were told by Lord British to go try to understand. But there it is. That's the true nature of justice. That's all you need to know. You can also ask it about the fabric of justice. Yes, that's what you said. I heard you. And again, the humble thing to say is, no, I have not always been just. Okay? Let me see, I think that's everyone I can talk to in here. I feel like I'm missing a piece of information, though no one has told me anything about the dungeon. Oh, right. These wandering druids, you talk to them again. Follow the conversation again. They all have the same script. You ask them about justice. They talk about the shrine. And in response to that, they ask you if you have the rune. Now I do actually have the rune. I can answer that question honestly, even though I don't think it actually matters. And they tell you to learn the mantra and seek the green stone in the Dungeon of Wrong. But she won't tell me what the mantra is, but happily I already know it. Okay, that is, to my knowledge, everything I can do in the town of U here. So I'll wander out of there, save the game, and pick this up next time. Thank you for watching, and good night.